I can say to you, the American people, help is here and hope is on the way.
I just want to let you know, I inherited a mess.
I can't guarantee we're going to solve everything, but I can guarantee we can make everything better.
There has never been a presidency that's done so much in such a short period of time.
We have to come together. We have to.
I certainly didn't win by people listening to you people, that's for sure.
The other thing we're doing, I might add, am I giving you too long an answer? Because if you don't want the detail.
Russia is fake news. This is fake news put out by the media.
I'm also prepared for some form of diplomacy.
The greatest thing I could do is shoot that ship that's 30 miles offshore right out of the water.
When I took office, I decided that it was a fairly basic, simple proposition. And that is, I got elected to solve problems.
I do get good ratings, you have to admit that.
All I know, I've been hired to solve problems, not create division.
Are you going to include the Congressional Black Caucus and the Congressional Hispanic
Well, I would.
Caucus?
I tell you what, do you want to set up the meeting? Do you want to set up the meeting?
No.
Are they friends of yours?
I'm just a reporter.
No, set up the meeting.
I know some of them, but I'm sure
Let's go, set up a meeting.
But what I know I have now is I have electoral support from Republican voters.
I put it out before the American people, got 306 electoral college votes. I guess it was the biggest electoral college win since Ronald Reagan.
My predecessor. Oh, God, I miss it.
Wow. Joe Biden and Donald Trump's first news conferences as president. What a difference, Joe.
I mean, big difference. And you could talk, I think, most importantly about the tone of it. You know, even Trump supporters by the end were talking about how exhausted they were.
America is starting to breathe again. A decent man as president, a plan to protect us. It feels almost normal, but it's not. Republicans still will not admit that President Biden was legally elected, which means they don't believe in democracy. They believe an election is only legitimate if they win. That's not democracy. Their plan? Pass voter suppression bills to block minorities from voting, take back Congress, impeach President Biden. We refuse. We refuse to accept the end of the American experiment. We refuse to allow anti-democratic autocrats to steal our country. We choose to fight, and we will not lose. Join us.
The country is reaching a major milestone, 100 million vaccine doses and counting.
The U.S. added 379,000 new jobs last month.
More state restrictions being eased.
Breaking news comes from Atlanta. 8 people are dead after shootings at 3 massage parlors.
Reports of an active shooter at a supermarket in Boulder, Colorado.
At this hour, we know at least 10 people were killed this afternoon, including a Boulder police officer.
I don't need to wait another minute, let alone an hour, to take common sense steps that will save the lives in the future. We can ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines, close the loopholes in our background check system. I got that done when I was a senator. We should do it again.
There is an unprecedented new wave of state election laws on the horizon aimed at making it harder to vote.
States are not engaging in trying to suppress voters whatsoever.
Republican lawmakers in at least 43 states are considering more than 250 proposed bills that would make it harder to vote.
What we saw happen on January 6th, the insurrection in Washington, D.C., was a violent version of what we're watching happen in state capitals across the country.
Governor Kemp signed a sweeping Republican-backed bill to update the state election system.
They want to restrict placement of ballot drop boxes, cut hours for early voting on weekends, and require photo ID to vote by mail.
It's now a misdemeanor to hand out food and beverages in voting lines.
The dramatic scene at the Georgia Capitol where a lawmaker was arrested after knocking on the door where the governor was signing a bill.
What's happening now is not just voter suppression, it's a return to the Jim Crow era.
The right to vote is precious, almost sacred. In a democratic society, it is the most powerful, nonviolent instrument or tool that we have.
I don't want everybody to vote. Our leverage in the elections, quite candidly, goes up as the voting populace goes down.
It puts us at a competitive disadvantage relative to Democrats. Politics is a zero-sum game.
Rather than changing their message, they are busy trying to change the rules. I believe we have a moral responsibility to restore access for all of our citizens who desire to participate in the democratic process.
The best solution is that we have action by Congress, that H.R. 1, the For the People Act, passed for the protection of democracy.
I knew those are people that love this country, truly respect law enforcement,
You better run, cops!
would never do anything to break a law.
The Capitol police officer tragically killed. Officer Sicknick is the 5th person to die.
I knew those were people that love this country. Had the tables been turned, those were tens of thousands of Black Lives Matter protesters, I might have been a little concerned.
Marty's Touch is responsible for the content of this advertising.
They thought I was down for the count. Disgrace, irrelevance. They said I was nothing but a bloated orange has-been, humiliating himself on the golf course, hiding like a rat in a Palm Beach tanning bed. They said I was broke, washed up. I was up against it with the feds and suffering from early stage dementia. They called me a loser. But who's the loser now? Every jamook and jabroni in Washington wants a piece of me. Here are the players. Kevin McCarthy, the DC drip with a caucus problem no pill could fix. Babyface Lindsey Graham, a real shitheel. But man, that guy can grovel for money. And he's a good earner, too. Lauren Hot Barrel Boebert. She's got more guns and less books than Osama bin Laden. Matt the Head Gadsby. A forehead for days and nothing behind it. Little pork rind Mike Lee. Nobody licks boots like this wise guy, but don't give him a phone call because he'll pretend he never got it. And the cold-blooded Kristi Noem. She'd watch her own granny die of COVID if it would grease a few votes her way. They all lined up at Mar-a-Lago, begging and crawling on their fat little knees just to get a taste of my action. They're nothing without me, and they know it. The Don Father, Part 2. They came for my blessing. I gave them my curse. A Donko Pictures production.
The coons are coming.
Bow down to President Trump. It's been so incredibly hard.
Seem like white folk ain't never had a bright idea in their life. It's coming up with all kinds of ways to kill your ass. Coon train is coming. Coon train is coming. What about black on black crime? Coon train is coming.
The buck dancing Negro coon. Buck dancing Negro coons are deathly afraid to trouble their white masters.
bow down to President Trump.
Now, your problem right now is making a good impression. And I want you to start solving that problem right now and get them goddamn rooms ready.
Coon trade is coming.
What about black on black crime?
Coon trade is coming.
Where's the white women at?
Coon trade is coming.
All white peoples ain't bad.
Coon trade is coming.
We is our own worst enemy.
Coon trade is coming.
What about black on black crime?
Coon trade is coming.
Where's the white women at?
Coon trade is coming.
All white peoples ain't bad.
Coon trade is coming.
We is our own worst enemy.